The pace car is in. Here comes the field. Chris Hopkins looks them over. Green flags fly, and we are underway. Heading for turn number 1. It's the 44 of Wainwright. He sets the pace as he's early going to this one. Wainwright brings the field nice and easy off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. We've got some problems developing over the backstretch. A couple of cars go around. One down into the infield is the 21 of Carneal. Several others are down there. Several others are rolling. But the caution flag is out. Hopefully everyone will be able to return.
Carneal was tapped. Went spinning. Couldn't see who it was. Rick Bennett takes a severe shot to the right front. Heavy damage there, but he manages to keep the car rolling, and he'll head back to the pit area.
Drops down with the pace car. Try all over again. We're going to take this one right from the top. Off of 4, they quicken the pace. They're down to the line, and the green flag is out. Once again, it is Wainwright, car number 44, who sets the pace. And we've got problems on the front straightaway. Everybody's scrambling to get around Mike Christopher in the 14 car. Problem getting that one up to speed. Everybody makes it by, but it scatters the field very, very quickly. As we exit turn 4, here's how it shapes up. It is Wainwright, low gunning. Car number 96. Kurt Brainerd. And up on the outside, it is the 3 of Tagg, and here comes gunning down low. Low gunning puts the Partica Chevrolet sponsored car number 33 out in front on the completion of the second lap, and it is Tom Tagg now up into second. Gunning running very, very well. Picked his way through traffic with the skill of a surgeon and finds himself setting the pace, but as he looks in the mirror, he sees Tom Tagg right there knocking at the door with car number 3. Tagg now takes a peek to the outside as Gunning humps the low groove. Mike Marquette, car number 1, also looking to make a move towards the front. Down on the low side, car 57, Steve Shawanski. Here we go, off the turn. Car number 33, Bo Gunning, still maintains the advantage. It's a real shootout for position number 3. Brainerd, Marquette, and Shawanski.
Brainerd doing his best job of the season as he holds off 2 tough competitors at the moment. Uh-oh, around goes Gunning. And the caution comes out. Didn't appear to be contact between him and Tagg.
So a tough one for Bo, who just drove a picture-perfect race to get into the lead and then gets into trouble over in turn number 4.
And you can see a bit of smoke coming from the right rear. Something broke on the number 33, apparently.
Yeah, there's no question but what there is something broken in that race car. It's ain't bad.
Okay, they wind him up. Uh-oh, Brainerd pulls out the lazy green. You can't do that, Kurt. We know you're eager. Okay, a word from starter Chris Hopkins is how he wants this restart conducted. And then we'll conclude this here. First, he wants to talk to these boys to get them up closer to the pace car. That's what he's looking for. All right, now, let's hope we get going this time around. in with Tom Tagg at a good pace. Mike Paquette will move right in to challenge for second. Paquette under Brainerd. Here they come out of turn 2. And it's Paquette making the move. Here comes Steve Shawansky wanting to do likewise. Into turn 3, side by side with Brainerd.
Back down to the line they come. Car number 3, Tom Tagg, followed by Paquette. The side-by-side battle is between Shawansky and Kurt Brainerd. 57 on the inside. Shawansky makes the move out of turn 2, picks up the spot. Brainerd is now back into the 4th position. Here comes Gaeta, car number 5, up on the high side as he works his way through turns 3 and 4. Dennis Gaeta is now up to position 5, challenges on the outside, looks to find running room into turn number 1. Brainerd maintains the low groove. They work their way down the back chute one more time, and now we've got a challenge, a quick one for the lead. One of Paquette took a peek to the inside of Tagg. It did not work that time, but he certainly has made Tagg aware of the fact that he is there.
And Kurt Brainerd doing a super job at holding off the challenge of both Gaeta and Wainwright right behind him. Now all of a sudden Gaeta falls off the pace. Car 5 dropping back 2 positions.
Dennis and I believe Frank Wainwright made just a little bit of contact, and when they did, John Anderson slid right in with car number 75. So it shapes up this way. Tom Tagg maintains the advantage as he looks in the rearview mirror. It is nothing but a big yellow 1 right there. Again, a peek to the inside from Mike Paquette in the 1. Then it is Steve Shawansky in the 57, the Mystique Motorsports machine. Kurt Brainerd in the sign shop entry runs in position number 4 as Paquette just works the rear bumper of Tagg, the high side, the low side, anywhere he possibly can find running room. Laps continue to tick away, this time by 1/3 of the event will be in the record books. 10 laps up on the board. And Tom Tagg, the Ollie's Restaurant car, continues to set the pace. We've got problems right here in the front straightaway. Rick Donnelly has gone around. Feature event winner, Rick Donnelly, car number 2. That is the other 2 in the field. That is the Rich Neary car.
Ten laps shown as complete, and Tom Tagg doing a fine job up front, holding off the challenge of Mike Paquette. Steve Shawan. All right, heading for the line. Green flag from Chris Hopkins. Shawansky now going to the low groove. Field working its way by. And here comes Shawansky to bid for second. And Steve has got it. Now a challenge for the number 4 spot. It's John Anderson moving up alongside Kurt Brainerd. And he has 4th place. Up in smoke goes the Phil Tizzo machine. Car number 54 looping around in turn 1.
And it looks like an awful lot of water and the like out onto the racetrack.
Well, we'll have to send the Backus Motors crew out there to do a little speedy dry work, I guess.
They'll get the car down off the racetrack as quickly as possible, but as they say, the damage has been done, so speedy dry will be put out onto the racetrack, and we'll get back underway in just a little bit. Fortunately, Connecticut Wells SDS water sponsored machine. Bert Marvin in the 07 also going in. And Bob Potter. That's the restart lineup. Here we go. Tagg jumps on the throttle, runs it up through the gearbox. Green flag is out. They come off of turn 4, and Tagg establishes himself right up front. And Shawansky drops in for second, and here comes Bob Potter. Potter, the man out of Norwich, runs in position number 3. They're down the back straightaway. Consultation flag to be issued to car number 1. The Bert Marvin machine has gone around down in turn 1. So we are back to caution. Bert Marvin, car number 07. And what a fortunate event for car number 1, Mike Paquette.
Here we go.
Once again, pace car is in now. Tagg jumps to the throttle, but Shawanski is right there. Tagg is able to inch it out as they come back down to the line. Tom Tagg once again takes command. It is Tagg, Shawanski, Potter, and Anderson running in that order. And then it is Gaeta in car number 5. And Mike Christopher has come all the way back from the back of the pack with car number 14. If you recall, he had a horrendous start on the initial start of the event. But he has taken the Colegio Landscaping LA Racing engine, car number 14, right into the thick of this one. Back to the front, we find Tom Tagg still setting the pace with Steve Shawanski right there knocking at the door, and Bob Potter. Keep your eye on Bob Potter. He runs in the 3rd spot. And it is Dennis Gaeta, John Anderson, the 6X, and Scott Poirier. And the 86, Bobby the Snake Georgides. Pretty much single file, the Winston Racing Series modified, worked a half mile with 14 laps up. Shawanski takes a quick look down low. There's no room that time. Top 3 run single file, pretty much bumper to bumper. Halfway. 15 down, 15 to go for Tagg, Shawanski, Potter, Gaeta, Anderson. In that order. Mike Paquette, car number 1. Working his way back through the pack. He has a long, long way to go. A full straightaway between himself and the leaders. Ollie's Restaurant, car number 3, continuing to set the pace here.
All right, Potter still closing in, inch by inch. 31 car. Better to be careful as he exits right back on. And in turn 1, everyone makes it around.
A couple quick anxious moments there, but everybody makes it. Tagg, Oxford, Massachusetts is his hometown, and they will celebrate there tonight. Should he pick up yet another win in what has proven to be a terrific career for this youngster out of Oxford, Massachusetts. Tagg and Shawanski. Then it is Potter, Gaeta, the 75 of Anderson. Scott Poirier in car number 6X. Bobby Georgides, the 86. Mike Christopher drives car number 14 here tonight. This time we find ourselves with only 10 circuits remaining. 10 to go for Tagg as he now begins to open it up just a little bit on Shawanski. Steve looks in the mirror, sees Bob Potter working him over, and he has to guard his flank. That gives Tagg about a full car length of breathing room. But with its speed well over 130 miles an hour, that really doesn't amount to very much.
Keep an eye, too, on the battle between Scott Poirier, Bob Georgides, and Mike Christopher in the 14. They've been having their own little battle.
8 to go for Tagg. It has been a superb night for Tom Tagg. His entire cheering section, the Taggettes, come to their feet. They cheer on their driver. Back down across the line. 7 circuits remain. That is it. As Tagg and Shawanski now begin to pull away from Bob Potter. Interesting scenario here tonight, Robin.
You bet. Potter unable to mount any kind of a real challenge at all as yet.
Top 3 cars, though, have managed to distance themselves from the 5 of Gaeta. Speaking of 5, that's what we've got left to go in this one. 5 circuits, 2.5 miles separate Victory Lane from Tom Tagg at this point, and now he begins to chip away at that distance. And he does it by working his way up and around Bob Mercier and leading the trio down the backstretch. Tagg off turn 4. Nice and easy. As smooth as glass with the Ollie's Restaurant machine. Potter now closes in on the rear bumper of Shawanski as they head back to turn 3. Potter takes a peek to the outside. Is he going to post a late race challenge? He may in fact do it, but he's got only 2.5 laps to do. Frank Wainwright's car ends up with a ball of fire underneath it, and you can see that Wainwright is going to bail right out of that one. Very good move on the part of Frank Wainwright. Trying to get the fire extinguishers in between the sheet metal and the tire.
Our EMTs are on the scene to check out Wainwright. He's kneeling on the ground at the moment. As soon as we get a report, we'll pass it along to you.
Probably get pretty warm right there, Ronnie.
I would think so. The flames seem to be coming right under the seat area.
Yeah, it sure did. Right just behind it there is simply that firewall, that sheet metal that separates the seat from the area where the sparks and fire were located.
Let everybody know that the fire was right underneath him. It appears it was a bearing failure or a seal failure in the rear end. And it got hot, and he had a little trouble getting out, but he wants to let everybody know he's a little bit winded, but he's okay.
Boy, that is good news. And, yeah, I would say hot.
Frank is roaming around now, so he is in fine shape, and we're delighted to hear that. Meanwhile, our field starts to shape up now with 3 laps remaining. It'll be a dash for the cash now. They're starting to wind them up now. Peter Locke will go dashing in, and then hang on. 3 laps of excitement, and Russ has the call.
Side by side, they come off of turn number 4. Tom Tagg grabs the advantage, and Tagg once again sets the pace for Shawanski and Potter. So it is Tagg, Shawanski, Potter running 1, 2, 3. Gaeta is right there with car number 5 as well. Here they come down the backstretch, this time by Chris Hopkins will display the 2-lap indicator. 2 laps to go for Tagg, for Shawanski, Potter, Gaeta, Warrior, Anderson, Christopher, and Paquette. The laps have now dwindled right down. White flag will be displayed this time. And Tom Tagg finds himself but 1 circuit away from claiming victory here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Into turn 1, we'll follow them around. Tagg and Shawanski bumper to bumper off the second turn. It's 500 feet down the back straightaway into turn 3. Shawanski closes just a bit. Checkered flags are waving. They exit turn 4. Down to the line they come. And your winner is Tom Tagg. Tom Tagg out of Oxford, Massachusetts in the Ollie's Restaurant sponsored car number 3 takes down the win here on Memorial Day weekend and claims the victory for the Winston Racing Series Modifieds. Steve Shawanski from Waterbury finishes in the 2nd spot with the Mystique Motorsport sponsored race car. The veteran Bob Potter, car number 51, finishes in the 3rd position. And in 4th, it is car number 5 for Dennis Gaeta. Rounding out the top 5, Scott Poirier, a great run for Scott in car number 6X. That, of course, is unofficial. But boy, oh boy, what a great night it is going to be for Tom and the entire Tom Tagg crew as he brings car number 3 onto the scales, his 2nd feature event win of the season. First, you have something for us, Tony?
Yes, Frank Rainwright. I'll never pronounce his last name correct as long as I live, I guess. The reason he was kneeling down was the drive shaft came up through the inside of the car and hit him in the arm, knocked the wind out of him. And he's a tough guy. He's got a bruise on his arm, but he wanted to let everybody know that he's fine. And he just looked out and there was a drive shaft laying on his arm. So it's something in the rear end seized up and caused the drive shaft to break. But he's okay, and he wants to let everybody know that not to worry.
Okay, so that is really good news. All right, they wheel the car off of the scales, and we'll see which direction the car goes. Here he comes. Tom Tagg brings car number 3 to Winston Victory Lane here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. And what a great night it is for Tom and the entire crew and friends and family as they have all gathered down on the racetrack to meet and greet their driver. In the Max's Motors, Ollie's Restaurant, car number 3, Tom Tagg from Racing Series Modified Feature Event. Tom Tagg. The Car Quest for Success Award goes to driver Bob Potter this evening. So $100 going to Bob Potter. All right, Tom is out of the race car. He is headed for the podium in Victory Lane. Let's go trackside with Tony Sutton.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Winston Modified winner, all the way, Tom Tagg. First off, congratulations on a really smooth ride. You just seem to have it dialed in tonight, right from qualifying.
Yeah, my crew did a hell of a job this week. You know, we crashed the car pretty bad at Thompson on Sunday, and they went through the whole car. We replaced a lot of rear end parts. We made one minor handling change, and with the exception of me over driving it early in the race, once I calmed down, the car was really hooked up.
Even from early on during practice, you seemed to work really well up high. What was it about the setup that allowed you to run all over the racetrack?
Well, usually when my brother-in-law, Mike Tellman, does the chassis with help from Ron Crucis, usually when they get it right on the bottom, I can usually run pretty good on the top, and not a lot of people like to here, but it's a good way around if they'll give you the room.
Obviously, and you did a great job. There's a few people out here that want to come up here and celebrate with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Modified winner, Tom Tagg.